Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Unsportsmanlike Conduct. I was absent last week. I appreciate you guys running everything. Timmy, how's it going?
Good stuff, man. I hope I lived up to your expectations.
Absolutely.
It was rough
It was
being the boss
great.
for a week, but it was kind of fun.
You had to deal with, well, one degenerate gambler replaced another.
Exactly what it was. One
So,
intervention for another. It doesn't really make a difference.
yeah, and yeah, I was definitely listening in. It was a good show. Dave showed up, so that's always a good thing. And I was wondering why everything looks so different. I haven't done a show in a week, and I was wondering why everything looks so different. I had the screen up on this side, and I have two monitors. Threw everything off. Anyway, so the screwy NFL season just continues to be screwy. And let's start off by saying that it as soon as the tie happened, um, Dave, who who can't defend himself right now, but I assure you this is exactly what happened. Dave came on saying, and maybe this will prompt Dave to join us tonight. But Dave came on, in our chat saying that he should get the victory because it's a tie. It should be against the spread, and since he chose Detroit, that he should be the lone person to get the victory for that in our picks, which I am behind on. I don't have the results from last week. Maybe if Dave was here, I could work on that while you guys banter. But you you oh yeah, yesterday. How was the solo gig? How'd you like it?
I didn't like going solo. I didn't like it.
So
I'm
you
gonna be
didn't like
honest.
the Colin Coward? You didn't like doing that?
No, didn't like it. Even Colin Coward has someone there
Well,
to
he
bounce
used to
to bounce
know.
stuff off.
Who was it back then? Was there somebody
Well,
I
there's
didn't like him.
some chick that's always sitting
Well,
there.
that's Joy Taylor. That's
Yeah.
Jason Taylor's sister.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought back a few years, it was just him. I never heard it. That's why I stopped listening to him because it was just him, his
Yeah.
opinion. That's fact on that show, and that's it. And
Yeah.
plus,
No,
he
I
always had
don't.
shit to talk about Carmelo Anthony.
I definitely need a revolving group of co-hosts because I was literally done with the show in like 20 minutes. Because you have no one to talk to, no one to bring. You're like, all right, I'm done. What do I do
No one
now?
to disagree with. No, yeah.
Yeah. And I was patiently waiting for Jason to come on and do his Admiral Akbar bit. And I was trying to text him. He's like, I'm putting my kid to sleep. Gonna have to wait. I'm like, what am I gonna do until this guy comes on? What am
That's the
I gonna
equivalent
do?
to this. The
Yeah,
director.
yeah. And I'm going, and I'm sitting there thinking, all right. The good news is the Star Wars show's officially begun. The bad news is I'm done. I don't know what to do now for the next 10, 15 minutes. So I definitely need to get a revolving group of co-hosts to do that show with me. But I had fun, just rambling.
You had a nice bunch of people watching watching you, and we got it all shared out. So it's the first of many.
It's a thing. It's
Shooting
a
the
thing.
Sith. All right, so let's get to some football news, and you just dropped a bit of news on me right before we went on, and so let's start with that because for some reason or another, I feel like that's big news, but
Well, the reason it's big news up here in New York is because it's a completely ridiculous. Raul, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Um, it's news up here because people are dumbfounded that Joe Flacco will be starting for the Jets this week against the Dolphins. I mean, completely dumbfounded. Because let's not forget, just a few short weeks ago, Mike White was the second coming of
oh my god, yes.
Joe Montana, and now all of a sudden he can play, but they're going with Joe Flacco against the Miami Dolphin defense. Everyone up here is like, and the one theory, which I hope Terzio is signing in pretty soon because I want to get his opinion on this, is
We'll repeat it if not.
they don't want Mike White to shine too brightly because then you're going to have the quarterback controversy of Zach Wilson versus Mike White. They don't want that bullshit because Zach Wilson is their guy. No ifs, ands, or buts. But you're going to sacrifice a win against the division rival just in case you have a quarterback controversy. That's what everyone up here is saying. I don't know if it's true. I got no proof to back that up.
Wouldn't
But
put it past him.
that's what everyone's saying up here right now, and I think it's hysterical.
Jets doing Jets things.
And I was laughing too because everyone up here calls them the worst team in the league. It doesn't matter what Detroit's record is; they are the worst. And I think from top to bottom, organizational to on the field, I was like, wow. Yeah, I know we joke around, but that's rough.
Yeah, we did.
That's rough.
Oh my god! Just imagine. How can your season get any worse? Joe Flacco is my starting quarterback tonight. What wasn't he? I didn't I say that? Yeah, I was when I was watching the show that you guys were doing last week. I did the hashtag Free Joe Flacco. Look at
Yeah,
that! I started a movement.
you started the movement. It's your fault. He's
Yes. That's hilarious. I did that because for a couple of years they were trying to get a hashtag going of free Aaron Jones because Aaron Jones was stuck behind I forget who in Green Bay and they weren't giving him the snaps and everybody thought he was this great talent, but so the hashtag free Aaron Jones began. So free Joe Flacco, baby.
Hey, you know what popped up on my Facebook memory today? I should have shared it because I thought it was hysterical. It said I posted, I don't know why, where, but I posted Geno Smith is the worst quarterback in the league, and it was way before the Eli Manning incident. So I was like, see, I knew back then that he was the worst quarterback in the NFL. So it's still funny.
It is, and it's still true. All right, let's get into the mess that was last week. Have you ever listened to the Pat McAfee show?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so I just started listening to it. Maybe it's because of Aaron Rodgers, and I want to get that controversy going. But Baron, I didn't even know this. He has Aaron Rodgers on there every single Tuesday. He's got a book club that he does. He brings a book on air. But you today I listened to the show, and Aaron Rodgers is. I mean, if besides this whole nonsense that he did, but this guy is just super smart, knows counts and this and that, and he was talking through it, and Pat McAfee even said, "Okay, all right. So what was going through your mind after that Week 1 debacle against the Saints?" He was like, they threw a screen pass on 4th and 8 and went for 76 yards. Stuff like that happens sometimes, and it is what it is. But obviously, we've moved past that. So, but I asked that because it's a pretty good show. Not as good as ours, but it's pretty good. They also started calling Matthew Stafford Matthew Gofford.
Oh God!
And they were saying that there's people in Los Angeles that are saying, "I thought we upgraded here. What's going on with Stafford?" But we'll get to the Ramalama Ding Dongs.
Which I can't play no more. I don't think I can't play the song anymore. I think I'm done with the song. It sucks.
Let me pull up from for week 10. So we begin week 10 with the Dolphins beating the Ravens. So and Pat McAfee was like, he doesn't even think. He says maybe I won't gamble this weekend. He said he's losing money left and right on all these craziness.
So many upsets. It's ridiculous.
Doesn't make any sense. And how do you pick these things?
Every week there's one or two. It's like you got to be kidding me. Anybody pick the Dolphins? Anybody pick the Dolphins last week?
Let me see. I'm sure. Well, you know what? Tony. No, it wasn't a home game. Did anybody? Nobody picked the Dolphins.
Yeah, see, so it's crazy.
So here's my rule. If you don't get your picks in, you get all the away teams. The problem is lately the away teams. So Tony's doing better now than when he was doing the picks. All right, so that was a crazy game. Ravens and Dolphins. Ravens, obviously, you gotta knock them down a little a notch there. How do you? I mean. Here's the problem, though. As we get to the playoffs, there's not going to be any upset in any of the playoff games. But everybody's going to be so evenly matched, and it's going to be like, who the hell do you pick? I don't want to gamble on any of that stuff. I'm going to lose my mortgage.
All worried about the gambling. Did you hear last week, too, on the show, I said that he's Lamar Jackson's 85% of the Ravens' offense. 85%. How can you live like that? As a team, you can't. You can't because you're going to be solved. The defense is going to solve you eventually, and that's
Isn't
exactly what's going to happen.
and if you wind up like he has, if you wind up with a successful season, then that's like hands down, it's got to be your MVP, right? Because he's playing the whole damn game, except for defense, which you never know.
It's true.
All right, so the Bills pummeled the Jets. Good job. The boy made it on TV. You want to talk about that? Look at that.
Yeah, my son made it on TV again with the makeup and the hair and the all that stuff with his uncle. We knew he would. He was sitting right by the tunnel too, where the Bills came out. That's why it was planned by my brother-in-law to sit there
That's
and try to get
perfect.
some good stuff. He was pissed off though because he says the animals, right when the Bills were coming off the field, the people rushed and kind of pushed them out of the way. And like a kid in front of my son got gloves, and one of them got a ball, and got Stephon Diggs gave away like cleats or some shit. I don't know. So yeah, next time I tell my son, you just start throwing elbows.
Yeah, boom, boom, boom.
Because you get thrown out of MetLife, who cares? Who cares if you get thrown out of MetLife? I wouldn't care if I got thrown out of MetLife. So it's all good.
So that 45-17, it was the most points against the Jets since 1979. Yeah, here's right.
I could have sworn it was like a
had to have happened, right?
I guess it was on like Madden or on Tecmo Bowl. I was beating them up like 70-0.
All right, here's what the hell. The Washington football team over the Bucks 29-19. And by the way, in one of my fantasy leagues, I think I've mentioned this a couple times because of the keeper rules and whatnot, I wound up with Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady. I haven't started Tom Brady this year yet. I started Tom Brady last week. I can't. That's the same league that I complained to Ed that at the app, I don't know what the hell happened. It froze and I couldn't get a tight end in there. And I had the tight end for what's his name? Schultz from the Cowboys. Mm-hmm. He had no catches for no points, so it didn't matter anyway. I wound up winning the game though. All my other guys went off.
That's good.
All right, so in this game, Tom Brady, that first one, how do they call that an interception? I don't know. Where the guy caught it, spun around, then it popped out. That's a fumble, no?
I think it's a fumble.
All right, so that's one. Either way, turnovers. And then the second one was a bad pick. Then Washington loses Chase Young. He's done for the year and probably into mid part of next year. He tears his ACL. So Chase Young or Barkley in the back-to-back.
It's so bad. These young guys that happens to. I hate when it happens to the young guys. I hate when it happens. Period. But you might never recover for these young guys. Yeah. So it's
especially the running backs.
Yeah,
because you only have that small window of your life to be a dominant one. All right. So what the hell, man? Here's that's the second one. So the out of the first three games, we got two what the hells. The Bucks are now 6-3. This is and did you see the press conference after?
No, I missed it.
All right, so Bruce Arians says, we got a stupid football team right now. Plain out said that. Then Brady comes out, and the reporter says, "Hey, man, your coach was out here, called the football team stupid," and Brady just basically said, or what am I going to say, or something like that, and walked off. That was it.
Good. It's great. I love it.
But like you got to think, has that ever happened to Tom Brady where you lose going into a bye week, you don't make the adjustments necessary throughout that said bye week, and then you lose again on the opposite end to a shitty team? What do you think is going, like, you got Brady there, and now you're seeing, if you're Brady, you're seeing, all right, the Rams are faltering a little bit, the Packers are taking off, the Cowboys look great. Ugh, hurts me to say that. But if you're Tom Brady and the Bucks, Tim, what are you starting to think about? This guy he desperately wants that one seed, right? He needs a bye. There's only one bye now, so you got to start looking towards that, right?
Well, I mean, look, because of all these upsets, both conferences are wide open now. Yeah, I mean, the Packers are the Packers, but I mean, they could be the Packers from a few years ago going to the NFC Championship, or they could be the Steelers from last year,
Yeah.
who won
Yes.
15 straight games and then got their asses handed to them in the first round of the playoffs. We don't know. We don't know. Especially with COVID, we don't know. So,
Well, the one thing that we do know about COVID is that Aaron Rodgers is now he doesn't have to worry about that for 60 days.
that's
So
true.
he maybe he did this on purpose. Maybe get it out of the way.
He wanted an extra bye week or something. He
Yeah, and then just take all.
Yeah, hey, look, I wouldn't put it past the guy. The guy's a wacko, so I wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah,
but as far I think the Bucs are going to be fine. They're going to be fine. I think this is just one of those rare hiccup type things. Sometimes these teams come to play. Yeah, and the Redskins came to play, and as I said, some of that was kind of bullshit. Like I said, that one call was bad. I think the Bucs are going to be fine, especially because they're playing the New York Giants on Monday night, where we know the Giants don't win on Monday night.
Yep.
So
that's not it's not a thing. But if any year for that to happen, it's this year.
That's true. We've seen stranger things this year already.
The underdogs this year are 14 games over 500. Wow. That's how much of a whack job season this is.
Crazy.
For Bill Simmons to say he might not bet this week because hey Carolyn Wayner, boo Cowboys.
That's
here
right.
too. Yes, we do like that. A couple Giants fans hosting an NFL show, you know. All right. Well, I guess we'll see what happens. But like I said, if ever there was a year for the Giants to win on Monday Night Football, this is it.
And Daniel Jones is what 0-4 in prime time, 0-4 or something like that. So
yeah,
you never know. I mean, we might get Barkley, so who knows? And Thomas, we might get them both back. So you never know. And the Giants do give Brady fits, so we'll see what happens.
What was lost by 4 points last year? It wasn't that. It was that might have been a Sunday night game.
Yeah, it was close.
That was a night game.
Again, that was a 1 o'clock game. We probably would have won.
Yeah, 100% right. Can't argue with the facts.
Can't argue.
That's not even a theory. Those are facts. All right, and then I mentioned the Cowboys. We don't really have to get into this one too much, but they just curb stomped the Falcons. Matt Ryan could do nothing, zero, not a thing. And hey, they have the Denver Broncos to thank for it from the previous week.
That's right.
That was their largest margin of victory, period, since the year 2000. Next up, the hottest team in all of football, the Titans. The Titans, baby. How the hell? Let's rewind. Let's go back 4 years and say, in 2021, at some point, Ryan Tannehill, then a Miami Dolphin, is going to be leading the Titans with 37-year-old Adrian Peterson. He just slides right in as the main running back. The other two guys that everybody picked up on fantasy, they're not doing nothing. And no, by the way, now they're 8-2 and they're continuing to win without the best player in football.
Yeah, I know. It's this season. It's just this season. But I'd like to say that once again, the curse is over.
Yes, yeah, it is.
I broke the Titans curse, so I'm very happy about that. But yeah, man, they're looking scary. Scary is probably the word. I'm starting to rethink my Super Bowl picks here.
Well, I remember careful you don't get a look there. Well, I got the Rams in the NFC.
I still think
we'll get to that.
I'm still going Bucs Bills. I'm still going to go Bucs Bills. I'm sticking to that.
What I have Rams Bills. I'm gonna stick by it. Not gonna waver. The Colts over the Jags, 23-17. Jonathan Taylor's on ridiculous fire. A touchdown in 7 straight games, a touchdown or more in 7 straight games, and then on top of that, I think he's got like another streak of 110 rushing yards per game. Or
what did he finish with? What did he finish with Sunday?
They peeled back on him a little bit. He finished with 118 rushing yards
because he had like 90 in the first quarter, didn't he?
Yeah. Yes. And that's the league that I needed him to do that in, where I didn't put a tight end and I started.
How do you have a guy go 95 yards in the first quarter and not let him go for the rushing title at least for a single game? How do you do that?
Yeah,
When
you're
was the
right.
last time anyone
Good
had
point.
95 yards in the first quarter? It makes no sense. And there he
There's
is.
Terzio.
There we were
So
waiting for you,
Tim,
Frank.
I just realized we've been shouting out the comments, but I haven't put any of them up. So we're just talking about the internal stuff right now. So the Boo Cowboys. This was a little bit earlier. There, Carolyn. Thanks for tuning in. Raul, and this NFL season is truly any given Sunday. It's not even like a term.
Ooh,
Here we go. Yeah, Jets win the Super Bowl sometime before 2040. You think? Holy crap! They're going to be like the Cubs. I think. I don't know. I don't know. But Timmy, run that by Terzio now that he's here about his
well, you're in New York,
elite quarterback.
Yeah, you're in New York. You probably heard this too today. How Flacco is going to be starting quarterback this week for the Jets, and some people are saying that it's all a ploy because they don't want Mike White to start and blow the Dolphins away, and then you start a quarterback controversy because Zach Wilson's their guy. Okay. Now, would I put it past the Jets to do something like that? No. Do I think they're doing that? No, maybe. I don't know. But I mean, okay. He's saying yes. There you go, Frank. At least you're honest about that.
There you go.
But no reason to put Joe Flacco in a football game unless you're down to your last quarterback. Just like any given Sunday where they lost their quarterbacks in a row. No reason for Flacco to be playing this game. So if that's what they're doing, shame. Shame on you, Green Team. And what a waste of cool uniforms. You know what? I dig those black uniforms. The black and green.
Oh, yeah.
I dig those, man. I think the Giants can make some black and blue stuff going on. I really like those. They're a waste of a good color uniform, man.
Yeah.
Go back to your pale green nonsense with the something. They're a waste of those.
Well, would you? What would Jet fans think if the Jets come out and say, "We want to see what we got in this Joe Flacco guy," like we heard with Gino?
Yeah, enough with Joe Flacco, please. He's horrible. He was horrible at his best. He was average. He was average at his best. That's what I'll say. He was average at his best.
Way overpaid. Overpaid. Come on.
He rode Ray Lewis's coattails into a Super Bowl win. That's a fact.
For sure. No, that's and then what was this $100 million contract? And then he started being then it was a discussion on all of the shows back then. Oh, is Joe Flacco elite? No.
Baltimore Ravens, 2 worst Super Bowl winning quarterbacks.
That's ever. It.
Both of them.
One still hurts. All right. Next up, Lions and Steelers. All right. So I guess the one excuse here is that they both had shitty quarterbacks. Big Ben goes out with COVID the day before. Now there's talk about all these guys. TJ Watt, he's on the list, and
you see their spread, their line is ridiculous.
Yeah. Juju Smith-Schuster, he's gonna. That is the tie sucks. And then did you see all the young players? Like even Najee Harris said, "I didn't know we could end in a tie."
How do you not know? Don't get me wrong. I agree. Yeah. It sucks. Uh-huh. Why not kick field goals so someone wins?
Yeah.
Why not? What's the big deal?
Who was? It might have been Bill Simmons. He comes out with weird stuff. But he came up with some. He joked around about, you know how I don't know if you following basketball that loosely, but you know how there's now like the play-in tournament. 7, 8, 9, and 10 go into like this play-in tournament for the 7 and 8 seeds. He talked about that a couple years ago, and he's a basketball guy. That's his thing. He's written books on it and everything. And then 2 years later, here it is, NBA. This is a play-in tournament. But I think he talked about doing like a skills competition. Like you pick, the running back from each team does a skills competition thing, and then the wide receiver does it, and then the quarterback does it, and then whoever comes out the winner, that wins the football game.
I think this way: you kick field goals, but you don't start with 20s. No, not even. You start with a 50. 50. You start with a 50.
Yeah.
That's it. You flip a coin, you win, you get to go first.
If it's Tampa, they're done. Tampa's
That
known for or Chargers.
it doesn't matter. That's just how the rule would be, and you know you're screwed. So win that game. Don't go to a tie because ties suck. They're so stupid. That got hockey did away with it. But yeah, start with a 50. You both hit 50, you go to 55. Oh, not even. Go right to 60. Let's see who can hit who the first person can hit a 60 yarder in. That would even be fun. Not this
It would be.
Ties.
And you hear bong. More chances for the gong going off. All right. So the Lions will not go 0-17, and there's now this thing out there because you could bet on anything, but this is too much for me of betting on the worst records and whatnot. So there's a gambling community out there that has the Lions that have to be the worst record in football, and they might have just screwed all that up. If this I mean, they can go 16-1, I guess. All right.
I never thought in my lifetime that they would go 0 again. Again, like twice. We might see the Lions go 0 winless twice in our lifetime. That's absolutely insane.
Just in the kid's lifetime.
Yeah, exactly.
15-year-old.
It's ridiculous.
All right, maybe this is the reason why Dave's not here. The yeast.
The yeast.
The yeast.
What a
disaster.
The cream of the crop dropped the elbow on the yeast this week.
Mac Jones.
By the way, I'm going to admit I picked the yeast. I did in our pool. I don't know. I had a feeling. I'm wrong. I'm cool. I can roll with it, but I won't be picking the yeast again. That's for sure. That's for sure.
What did Terzio say? I had the Jets giving 44 points. So you're saying that they were going to beat the spread, and they so did. Mac Jones, I was joking around about this at the beginning of the year, but he's looking like the best quarterback coming out of the class, and how the hell? That is not fair, guys.
But again, they mentioned it. I think we said it too. This is why we're a better show than they are. Mm-hmm. We said this in the beginning. And they mentioned it on Fox the other day. Is he the best quarterback, or is he the best quarterback in the best system? I think he's in the best system, personally.
Yeah.
I just think he is. I think, when you get Daniels and Belichick, there's no better than that for a quarterback. There's no offense to Tom Brady. We all know how Tom Brady is. But the guy was a 6th-round pick. I think he's in that system. I think he blossomed into the best quarterback that we'll probably ever see, unfortunately.
And then, he learned from there.
Hate the fact that I had to say that, but yeah.
So Terzier agrees with Timmy. And so it's making kind of like Bill Simmons kind of like tough to listen to because it's so on that show, Cousin Sal, by the way, is a Cowboys fan. It's a weird thing with him. But so now you got Cousin Sal and Bill Simmons doing the show, Patriots and Cowboys. Right now on this week's show, they started planning out what it's going to be like to be in the Super Bowl. And they said, maybe we shouldn't do it right away. Maybe we should wait a couple of days, let the loser kind of. And then Cousin Sal was like, "What do you mean? That's the end of it. I think that's the end of our show. We can't do a show after that." So the Browns look completely hopeless out there. The Patriots defense has been really good, dating back to last year, and that was even when a lot of their defensive guys and offensive line guys also sat out due to COVID. So now these guys come back, and it's amazing that the one kid goes out with a concussion. They got another running back that can do whatever the hell he wants, and then. This guy gets finally his first touchdown of his career in his 39th game. Did you see that?
Yeah.
He had one called back a couple weeks ago for holding. But really, so now the Browns, who were one of the favorites early on, they're now 5-5, languishing, just kind of like chilling there with a bad quarterback.
Oh yeah. It's a bad team. I guess it's not all OBJ's fault now. I can start to admit that it's not just his fault.
Well, he's now on to the next one.
Yeah, exactly. By the way, you know what? I'll tell you why Dave's not here. Because going into the Monday night game, I had nobody, and he had Odell Beckham. All Odell had to do was score a touchdown, and he would have beat me. Yeast, baby, yeast.
And then I was saying, so the first pass goes to Odell, and I'm thinking, all right, are they gonna just force this to him to get him acclimated, kind of like what Brady did with, I don't know, there was a game with Antonio Brown, I think it was when he was with the Patriots, really quickly. And he threw it to him 7 times in a row.
Mm-hmm.
7 straight. So I was like, okay, so maybe that's going to be that. And then we got to hear Dave on that. So couldn't do it. And then at the tail end of that, or was it the tail end of the guy? I can't remember when, but Stafford threw it up. OBJ zigged when he should have zagged, and it was like a long punt, interception down on the 6. But that could have been your undoing there. Had that connected.
But those garbage time touchdowns too helped me win my other league. So all I need was a couple garbage, and I got the garbage and I won. So I'm happy.
The garbage time touchdowns and the points, they ruin fantasy and they ruin gambling. Both things.
Not this time. That's going to work for me.
In a battle of the two teams that always find a way to lose, the Vikings and the Chargers. The Vikings, they won. The Chargers now, they were once 5-1, now they're 5-4. Vikings are 4-5. Everybody's just bunched up all in that area. Kirk Cousins, 12 touchdowns, no interceptions on the road. Weird.
It's crazy.
What are these stats? And then, by the way, anybody who goes to play the Chargers, they're the home team, really, with the fans in the stands. I kind of feel bad for them a little bit.
Listen, they should finally move to a brand new state, a brand new place. No more of this sharing bullshit. Because who you know what? Move to London. First international team.
There you go.
London would love to have you guys. And we'll have our first NFL team overseas. Because it's not working out for those poor guys. I feel bad for them.
Where can we relocate them, Tim? Let's start that. Maybe I don't know.
Austin might want a team if they want to have another team in Texas.
Or maybe actually put one in Dallas, and it won't be the Arlington Cowboys.
That's right. You can do that too. Well, who doesn't have one? Let's put them in Utah,
New Mexico, Utah.
Yeah, throw them somewhere.
Albuquerque.
Put them in Mexico.
There you go. Why not?
Or New Mexico. Yeah, let's test these states, see if they want a football team or not.
But can we go international if it's the National Football League?
Why not?
Can we? Yeah.
I'm
fine. What about the Dakotas?
Baby I. We'll put a little baby I in front of NFL. International.
Yeah. Well, what the Dakotas?
There you go.
They don't have nothing to do there, right?
Exactly.
That'll give them.
Exactly.
Raul agrees with you. Austin, Texas.
Columbus, Ohio could use one. What do they got?
Yeah.
Why not? I'm just going by Madden now. I'm going by Madden. Madden has a little place to relocate. All those weird teams.
Yes, on the bus.
Yeah, so I always do that.
Puerto Rico.
There you go. Whatever.
Teams would get in too much trouble over there. They get trouble in Miami. They can't go to Puerto Rico.
Vegas, yeah, Miami and Vegas are bad enough. We don't need them to end up in a Puerto Rican or Mexican jail.
Right? What's that show?
Locked Up Overseas.
Locked Up Abroad.
Hey, but that'd be awesome. What if they were like the Gringos? That'd be a great name for a team.
Yes.
I like that.
Yeah, Mel Gibson made him the Gringo. He could be the general manager.
That'd be awesome.
All right.
I'm on board for that. The Gringos.
That's it.
I'm on board. That's it. That's all I want now.
And then you just see on Peyton and Eli. All right, the Gringos coming up next. The Gringos score.
Little outlaw guy with like the hat and the guns and the shirt.
Yes.
Come on, it'd be awesome.
All right, there's the pitch, everybody.
Chargers, you are now the Gringos.
Yep, done. So the Chargers are going through a rough phase. The Vikings, who the hell knows? So that's part of this up and down. Then you got the Panthers and the Cardinals, which I don't really chalk up to the weirdness of the season because they didn't have nobody on Arizona doesn't have anybody right now, and Kyler Murray is likely to be potentially ready. I like to say that because players will say one thing, and then you'll wager, you'll have your fantasy lineup set, and then they're out. So Kyler Murray out, Hopkins out. I think Rondell Moore was out too, or he was on a limited snap count. One of the running backs is out, so not really a thing where you're going to say that this was a huge upset. But the news was Cam Newton, right? First couple of snaps, 2 touchdowns, 2 snaps, 2 touchdowns, one on the ground, and one through the air. The one on the ground, I was like, oh god, he's taking off his.
Yeah.
There goes the helmet. All right, there's the 15 yards.
Yep.
But I don't know. It's one of those things. Maybe he just needed to let that out, and maybe even told the coach, I'm doing this if I get in that end zone early on or in a non major spot. So Cam Newton is now going to likely be the starter this week, this coming week. What do you think? This is the whole Cam Newton situation is odd.
Are they playing the Panthers?
They are playing. Where the hell are they?
Are they off? No, they're not off because I have McCaffrey starting my team.
There they go. They are playing the Washington football team.
Oh, I was going to say I'm taking the team they're playing, but now, I don't know. That's going to be a hard game to pick now. I might have to get my coin. Where's my coin? A coin flip for that one. Ugh. I don't know. Cam Newton, I thought he was done 3 years ago.
Yeah, well, when he was firing darts into the ground, but
he was throwing 10-yard passes straight into the ground.
Yeah, they directly shoom. I don't even. I was thinking maybe that. Because he had COVID. Did that have something to do with it? Who the hell knows? But bottom line is he sucked last year, the year before, and but
the Super Bowl,
the NFL gives extra. Yes, that's it. But Carolina, what's his name? Greg Olson. He's on the Thursday night deal, and he talked very highly of Cam Newton. He's got all these foundations in the area, and they were celebrating in the streets that he was coming back, and that he really had a huge impact on that city. So, hey, familiarity there. So. What's the harm? But let's see.
That's why they don't mind when he shows up wearing a dress in their press conferences. They don't care. Just Cam being Cam.
But he was as after was it after this week or was it before? But it was like the most normal Cam Newton press conference I've ever seen.
Yeah.
This past week. Did you see it?
Yeah, he was just.
Yeah. That's just be that way, man. Just do that. Weird. All right. Then next up, Seahawks and Packers. Didn't expect it to be a shutout, but Aaron Rodgers talking today. He was talking about hand and finger injuries, and he said he knew going into the game that Russell Wilson was going to have a really tough time throwing it in the 36-degree cold. So that's really what happened. Green Bay has now won 10 straight home games against Seattle, so they kind of own them there. The Packers are 8-2 after getting off to that 0-1 start where, Aaron Rodgers lost it, all this stuff, and, he doesn't have it anymore, and making those proclamations.
I really think it was all a ploy. I think let's throw the first game of the year. Let's just throw it. Let everyone forget us and under. Thank you. We called peace last night on the shooting the city.
I see. Look at this.
We called peace last. We said we will not argue. We will not argue on that show because there's no reason to.
Oh yeah.
Just don't come at me with the Mets and the Jets on the Star Wars show, and we'll have peace.
I don't want to talk about the Mets right now. My heart is hurting a little bit.
I'm not saying nothing.
All right. Yeah, so Seattle comes back now. 3-6 now is Seattle. It might. So 9 games in, depending on what happens next week. So you got 8 games left. I mean, they'd have to go, 7-1 the rest of the way to go
Not
10-7.
Yep, not happening. I'll put them in the gone bin.
Does that is have we seen Russell Wilson? Here we go. This is what we do here. This is what the media does. Have we seen Russell Wilson play his last playoff game with the Seattle Seahawks?
No, I don't know where he would want to. Well, then again, like I said, a lot of teams are desperate out there next year.
Where does Sierra want to go?
Since the Deshaun Watson trade didn't happen, you never know. But
well, we already know Rodgers is going to be out there. If the Deshaun Watson thing gets cleared up, he'll be available. Russell Wilson.
If they,
you don't think so?
If they go deep enough into the playoffs, Rodgers ain't going nowhere. I just don't see it happening. I don't know why. I just don't. I don't want to see him go to Pittsburgh. If you're going to go to Pittsburgh, first of all, I guess you don't go to the AFC. I guess he can't go to the NFC team.
No,
he can't go to the Jets.
But like, if you're a quarterback like his stature, and you spent all this time with the Packers, do you want to go to another, I don't know, another historic NFL franchise, or at that point, depending on what happens this year, if they win the Super Bowl, does he have to go to a top flight contender next year, or can he go somewhere to improve a team and take a team to the next level to get to the playoffs or whatnot?
If they win the Super Bowl, he's going to roll up into that office in Green Bay and be like, I told you, give me my money, give me control of the team,
and an ownership.
Give me whatever the hell I want you to rename this Aaron Rodgers Field. I told you so. And he's not going to go anywhere. They're not going to let him go. I mean, if it was a first round exit, or for some reason they lose their next 10 games and don't make the fucking playoffs, then I'll say he's gone. But if they continue what they're doing right now, he ain't going nowhere. He ain't going to go nowhere.
That's going to be another drama-filled offseason.
Miami Dolphins, Russell Wilson.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't do that. No.
I'm just saying. I'm taking a guess. I'm taking an educated guess.
One of two things will happen. Everybody will be down here, oh, look, we got a quarterback finally. Or they're going to ruin Russell Wilson's career.
They're going to ruin. Well, Russell Wilson, like you said, he's a great quarterback in September.
Yeah.
Dolphins will go 4-0 in September next year if he's their quarterback. But after that is where you got to figure out the rest of him.
This is where I'm thinking if they don't, if Rodgers goes somewhere, kind of following that Peyton Manning.
You know what? Yeah, so say screw the Broncos. They get these Hall of Famers at the end of their career to win a Super Bowl, and they trot off into the distance, and then they're stuck with Drew Lock again for the next 10 years. I hope not the Broncos. Then again, I hope not the Steelers either. So, all right, if it had to be Broncos or Steelers, I'll go with the Broncos, I guess.
Broncos, yeah. I don't know why the Broncos just. I don't know. Terzo says he needs to shave and shower, and today he said he's not cutting the hair. He said it's going to continue to flow on the Pat McAfee show.
Listen, without the hair, his John Wick costume wouldn't have been as cool as it was.
Oh no,
so
that was really good.
Let it go.
That was really good. And I will say, to his credit, not that he needs credit from me, but they had a lot of fun on the show. They called Joe Rogan, Dr. Joe Rogan. Like, even Rodgers was calling him that and whatnot. Terzio, don't do that.
A couple of my friends today were talking about Joe Rogan, and I said, you know who loves Joe Rogan? Joe Rogan.
100%.
He loves himself. So,
and he wouldn't reveal. I think that it's just he's messing with the media. He wouldn't reveal how he injured his toe. And he's McAfee was like, it was the COVID, wasn't it? Then he said, no, it happened out back. I was taking imaginary snaps. I was getting in the huddle, making fun of Russell Wilson. So he said, let the internet make up whatever reason they want to make up that I hurt my toe.
Stupid Russell Wilson. Just stand there with the thing in your ear. Stop being an idiot. You're not impressing anybody with that stupid bullshit. This is an idiot. You look like a moron.
That's what a Mr. Unlimited. Have you ever seen that promo that he did?
No.
I'm gonna put it in. I'm gonna send it in the chat later.
Okay.
But he did this weird thing last year where he was like, I'm Mr. Unlimited or something like that. you're gonna think he's more of a whack job than ever. Getting through the final couple of games here, and then we'll get to this week's picks. Chiefs, Raiders. Chiefs course correction. Whether or not this is what it becomes sustained, but I wasn't expecting the Raiders to get punched in the mouth like they did based on how the Chiefs had been playing. But then, 406 passing yards, 5 touchdowns,
and the Raiders
no interceptions.
They're not coming back from all their off-field shit. They're done.
Nah.
They're done because it's too much to come from. You got a murderer, you got a gun-toting lunatic, you got a racist coach. They're done.
Who's suing the NFL?
Yeah,
I knew it was coming.
And their owner has the worst hairpiece in the history of hairpieces. They're just done.
You think he's got a beef, the coach? Based on the wording of the you picked 4, you let 4 emails out of $500 and some odd $1,000.
Yeah, but you know what we talked about this?
I don't know where the hell I get money from.
Oh, no.
500,000 emails.
Well, we talked about it when it first happened. You even said it though. If this was an isolated incident, I'm on his side. I might be on his side for 2 or 3, but we're talking 10 years worth of emails of just horrendous talking, horrendous. You can't. Now, me personally, a lot of that shit don't bother me. I don't care. But in today's world, in today's society, and the NFL, this is what people don't get. It's a business. It is a business. You can't 100%. Have one of your representatives running around saying the shit that he was saying in these emails. It can't happen. So no, I don't even think he doesn't have close to a case. Normally I would say 1 or 2, 3 or 4, even 10 out of 1,000. I would say, look, it's 10 out of 1,000. Doesn't mean anything. Who cares? He's having a bad day. Everyone says shit when they're having a bad day. Mm-hmm. He had 10 bad days. That's fine. But dude, we're talking how many years of just crazy ass emails.
Even though his current team never felt it, it was too much. But
I'll give him credit for one thing though. At least he went after everyone. He wasn't focused. He wasn't focused on one individual group. He's like
Archie Bunker.
He's like, we're going after everyone. If I'm going to come out, I'm going after everybody. Yep. So I at least respect that in a way, in a small way.
Yeah. Which, when it comes to like comedy and comedians, I you say what you want about Chappelle, but I'm very happy that Netflix decided not to take it down because comedy is about everything, making fun of everything. I get it if it's just a one thing and the one type of person, but no, I want to laugh about everybody.
South Park should have been taken off the air 15 years ago if that was the case. But they make fun of everything and everyone, and they don't care, and that's why that show is fantastic still to this very day.
Yeah, it's not like even in Seinfeld, he's making a Jewish joke. Oh, it's okay, I'm Jewish.
Yeah.
But I think the verbiage in the lawsuit is really more along the lines of there's hundreds of thousands of emails. Why am I the only one that's getting exposed? There's what is in the like kind of what Raul is saying, 650,000 emails. And the is the NFL hiding something? Like, we only know about what Gruden said. What did the other crazy emails say?
What was the reply?
Yeah, and what was the reply? Ha ha ha. What LOL or So
that's like, what that brings. That's a really really good point, because I always said, you remember the Mel Gibson, the audio tape of him leaked of him threatening his wife and all that stuff.
Yep.
But we don't know what she said to incite that. Again, I'm not defending Mel Gibson. Don't jump down my throat. But what
cancel Tim Tabala.
And I've always hashtag. But I've always said that. Even Bill Burr, famous comedian who I love, said it. What was the other half of that conversation? Was she threatening him? Was she saying, I'm gonna go bang all your friends? I'm gonna go do this. I'm gonna do that. She had to have done something to incite anger on that level.
Yes.
But we'll never hear about it.
Never
hear that side of the story. So in a way, I like Gruden. I like what he's saying, Gruden. But I don't also like the idea that he's like, well, if I'm going down, taking everybody with me. That's not.
You're
good.
right.
That's not good.
I don't think he cares. I think he's like, screw this league, screw everybody that turned their backs on me. You're all coming with me. So
That's not good.
this is going to be a long, drawn out court thing, with the NFL and everything. Because the NFL
Don't buy
doesn't
him out.
act on anything until
Don't buy him out.
yep. Jeez, this guy is loaded for.
They'll say, here's the rest of your salary that you were supposed to get. Take a walk. We don't ever want to see you again. He's going to end up coaching some little racist redneck town somewhere, coaching their football team. That would be the end
yes.
of it.
Right. All right. So Monday Night Football game, Rams and the 49ers. So interesting, weird stat. It was a shocker, a complete shocker. But then the Rams under their current regime are now 3-5 against the 49ers. Where they're handling the Arizona because Arizona has sucked for several years, but the 49ers seem to have a way to do it. I mean, they got Deebo Samuel as lining up as a running back, all kinds of college trick plays, and now the Rams have lost to the 49ers here. 49ers skip over the Seattle in that division at 4-5. The Rams now 7-3. Who would have thought that the 49ers would be 2.5 games out?
And who would have thought you get Von Miller and OBJ and you lose?
Did you see what happened to Von Miller?
Yes.
George Kittle just like, hey, get down there.
Yeah. He manhandled his ass. But it was all right.
So, I think the Rams will be okay. I think... I know that the memes are already started with the OBJ as what you call it, knocking on the Giants and then the Browns and now the Rams, but you got to give him a couple weeks to get acclimated to the.
He wants to play there. He wants to play there too. He's not going to cause any trouble this year.
I don't think
he
so.
might. I mean, let me rephrase that. He shouldn't cause any trouble this year because he wants a long-term deal with them. He says he wants to live in LA. He has an LA house. He wants to live in LA. And the only other option, like we said, is the new team out in Albuquerque.
Yes.
So,
and with all that drama, LA is his.
Exactly.
That's his city. That should be his city.
I think he'll be fine this year. But once you give him that long-term deal, then all bets are off. Then he starts running his mouth.
Yeah. Well, then I got the money, so it's okay.
And wearing
do whatever I want now.
Wearing Timberlands on a boat in the middle of summer. Fucking picture's gonna haunt us the rest of our lives.
We know that these type of things are real. And Giants
They're
record
real.
Since that it's all real. Billy
They're
Goat,
real.
Babe Ruth.
Dude, Zach Wilson looks like he's 12.
Everybody's saying that.
Zach Wilson looks like he's up on the screen now. He looks like he is 12 years
He's
old.
gonna hang out with Jax.
My kid
Give him some
looks
chocolate
older
milk.
than Zach Wilson. I'm not even sure. And my kid's 12 years old. He's got more facial hair than Zach Wilson does.
Yep.
That is ridiculous. Awesome. This kid should not be in the foot. That's what it is. I bet he's like one of those kids that he's probably like a 15-year-old prodigy. And
it's like all the Dominican baseball players.
Yeah, exactly. They lied about him.
And then they retire, and then the next day they're 61 years old. What?
Yeah.
What happened? All right, let's get into our Week 11 picks here.
Nice.
Brought to you by us at PopCulturePros.com.
I'm dying to know how we did last week, though. When you're ready, I know.
I'm gonna do it right. I'm gonna do it right after the show.
We all had it gone bad. No one could have been that good.
It's gotta be awful.
Sergio
says, "Hey, watch your mouth, Jet fan here."
Except for maybe Eric. All the guys who don't watch football probably did great.
They probably did better than
Eric. Probably went 15-1 last week. And we're all sitting there crying over our 8-8 records or whatever.
All dropping, yeah.
Oh my god!
All right, so we get it started off with the rematch from a few Super Bowls ago. The New England Patriots at the Atlanta Falcons. New England is a 7-point favorite, and I will let you all know that we're doing these picks live. I don't even remember who's playing this week. I threw it together yesterday. Patriots at the Falcons. See, the Falcons are an odd team because people were picking them for the playoffs at the beginning of the year, and I shat upon them at every chance I got, and then they threw it back on my face by beating my team. But they looked like a real red hot mess last week. So I continue not to be able to understand them, but I will pick the Patriots in this one.
I too shall pick the Patriots of New England.
Freaking Falcons. Let me look at something real quick. Let me look at these standings. Are the Falcons like sneaking up anywhere? Because I'm gonna get upset. Falcons are the 10 seed right now, but they're a game out of the playoffs.
We can't get rid of them yet.
No. All right. Saints head to Philadelphia. The Eagles are a 1.5 point favorite. I'm gonna let you start off with this one.
Ooh, this is a hard one too because I hate to admit it, but that what's his name? I always get the two quarterbacks confused. Hurts. Jalen Hurts and Justin Fields I confuse all the time. So I'm gonna say the idiot Eagle is really starting to play good. And I hate to admit that, but I have to admit it because Brian Hom sucks. So, but I am going to say the Eagles because the Saints are just a mess at quarterback, and everything. So, Eagles.
They are, and I'm going to go with the Eagles also, which I hate doing. But they're home. Like you said, the quarterback's playing well, and it was probably along this time of the year where this is the reason why they got Minshew Mania, because I really don't think that I think they just wanted to move on desperately from Wentz, and they went with this guy, crossing their fingers that that he was going to be able to be a legitimate NFL quarterback, and he's proven it. And you'd be careful with the mobile quarterbacks, of course, more prone to injury, but right now he's playing pretty well. The marquee matchup of the week is next.
Oh no!
And is the Miami Dolphins heading to play the New York Jets? The Dolphins this is how Tersey, I'm sorry, but this is how you know the Jets are a real shitty team. The Dolphins are favored on the road by 3. I'm gonna go with this is ridiculous. I don't like picking these games anymore.
No, me neither. I'm a little annoyed at this game.
How Terzio, who do you got? Are you going to be a homer? Yeah, but who?
He means Dolphins. He's no way he's picking the Jets 44-10. It's Joe Flacco.
No, the teams are not going to combine for 44 points. What's the over under on this? What, 20? All right. I have to go with the team that I feel has, I guess, more talent, and that's Miami Dolphins.
I am also going with the Dolphins. Joe Flacco sucks. That's all I'm
saying. Free Joe Flacco.
He sucks.
Free Joe Flacco.
2 weeks ago, you had the second coming of Jesus, and now you benching him for Joe frickin' Flacco. You guys better get your shit together.
These things don't make any sense.
But
like you said, it's the year. My ex-wife has the over/under.
But bum. Here comes Rodney Dangerfield.
Raul says 24-9 Dolphins win.
That's very specific.
Turn is Tim. Remember what you said if the Jets win. You repeat what you just said.
What I just said. I don't know what I just said.
I forgot what you said.
I already forgot. But I'll say whatever you want. Listen, Terzio, this year, anything can happen this year. I mean, there are no experts picking this year. It's crazy. So, but I do believe the Dolphins are going to be they have a much better defense.
Yeah.
Especially against Joe Flacco, who couldn't throw 50 yards 10 years ago. He's doing that this week.
So if you need a defense in your fantasy leagues and the Dolphins are available, do it. Although sometimes when you do these shitty games and you pick one of the shitty teams, the other team will just go off and you'll wind up with like -4 for your defense.
Yeah, that's true.
In that case, I didn't really tell you to do that. All right, next up, the red hot, sizzling Washington football team heads to Carolina to play Superman and the Carolina Panthers. Panthers are a 3.5 point favorite. Timmy, who you got in this one?
I said I wouldn't pick them again, but they lost Chase Young now for the year. That's a big blow to morale as well as to the team. Cam is back. I mean, that's a huge morale boost. I'm not saying it's a huge quarterback boost because I don't believe he is, but Christian McCaffrey is not on the injured list this week, which is nice.
Yeah,
So I am
and
going to
he's
go.
beast last week.
That's right, and I'm going to go with the Carolina Panthers to win this game at home.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Panthers too. Washington's it's a disaster. That's why it was how the hell they beat the Bucks, and that's one that Brady should be pissed the hell off about. But for all the reasons you said, and you, yeah, he's not gonna Cam Newton's not gonna blow anybody away, with offensively anymore. But at the end of the day, he's probably more competent than Sam Darnold. So maybe you increase your chances of winning there.
Just don't make mistakes.
Right.
Don't go out there and try to go for 300 yards. Just don't make any stupid mistakes.
You need these tidy games, right?
Yeah,
like,
in the last couple of weeks, remember I was picking on Daniel Jones for having 105 yards in the fourth quarter of that one game. But meanwhile, you looked at Baker Mayfield only had 130. I think Matt Ryan only had 120. I'm like, something's weird going on this year with that. So don't make any mistakes.
You bring that up, and very interesting part of the Aaron Rodgers conversation. I'm sorry to be filling this up with Aaron Rodgers, but it was cool conversation. He was talking about there's been, and he's watching. He said, "I'm watching it happen live. I'm watching a defensive philosophies switch again." He said, "Where it became a passing league." He said, "Now you need your running back to be good." He said we would not be 8-2 if we didn't have elite running back play. He said the teams that don't have skilled running backs are going to be in trouble this year. He said come playoff time, with the way that the defense is adjusted. I guess you kind of liken it to the shift in baseball. An adjustment's made, and now the hitters have to make the adjustment. So now the defenses have to make that adjustment. But I found that to be interesting. And, if you're play mistake-free football with Cam Newton, that defense is pretty damn good, and Cam Newton's there, this could be a potentially dangerous team. Not Cam Newton. McCaffrey's back instead of Chuba Hubbard.
Chuba.
All right. Here's an interesting matchup here. The Colts head to Buffalo. I see your face here. The Colts have been up and down for the most part this year with what's his name playing good. You got might be the best running back in the league, especially over the last 6 weeks, in Jonathan Taylor. And you got the Buffalo Bills, supposed run defense. But I'm going with Buffalo. They're home. I think that's a big reason. I don't if this was in Indianapolis, it would be a little bit tougher. I probably would still go with Buffalo, but I wouldn't be surprised. Won't be surprised of anything this year, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Colts would win that game in Indianapolis. Who you got in this one?
I am also taking the Bills. I just think the defense is too tough. Yeah. Their defense is way tougher. Are they going to be able to stop? What's his name? No. But that's all they're going to have to do. Like they don't have to shut him out. Just keep him contained.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to be all right. And I'm telling you, eventually, the offense is going to right itself. It might be this week, it might be next week, but that offense is too damn good.
Diggs had a nice game. Maybe
Diggs finally had a good game.
Gets him going.
Exactly. And I like and I like Moss and Moss and Singletary combination.
Singletary.
I think they're very good. So I'm going to go with the Bills.
Yep.
At home.
Here we go.
Crazy land.
The Detroit Lions.
This goddamn game.
The Lions of Detroit
Rufus,
head to Cleveland.
I'm going to ask my dog right now. Rufus, you want the Browns or the Lions? You don't want either one of them.
We're going to get another tie.
Yes, it.
Detroit's going to be 0-8-2. All right, so the Browns are a 10-point favorite here. And I don't know. Yeah, I don't know about that at all. So, Baker Mayfield is not a good quarterback, and I don't care who tries to defend him, yeast or no yeast, but the guy's not a good quarterback, and Cleveland's going to have a huge, huge decision to make. Are they going to give him quarterback money? If they give him quarterback money, then that's it. I'm going to try out. I'm in. Put me in, coach.
Well, he already lives in their stadium, so
Yeah.
I got to do something about it. Oh,
Who said it this morning on one of the shows either yesterday or today? They said the best part about Baker Mayfield is his commercials.
Yeah, and you saw the meme with OBJ, right?
Which one?
Because I know you weren't on last week. The meme where the reason he wanted to leave is because he was very close to finding out Baker Mayfield's room in the stadium.
Yes.
So that's why they got rid of him, because he was very close to finding out where he lived.
Yes.
I was dying laughing with that. Dying laughing. Rufus, what do you like? You don't know. You don't know who you like. I honestly cannot even begin to fathom this game yet.
I am saving my. I'm going with the Browns, and I'm just doing it because it's against the Lions. But I will. I'm saving my my line. I'm going to pick the Lions within the next few weeks, and I'm saving the one time that I'm going to do it.
Who do they play on Thanksgiving? The Bears.
The Bears.
They're going to beat the Bears on Thanksgiving.
That's my one. That's my one.
So I'm going with Cleveland.
Let's do it.
I'm going with Cleveland. I'm with you. I'm going to ride this with you. Hey, me and you we're on top of the mountain, so I'm going to go.
Yes.
I'm going to go with you on this one.
Yes.
Stupid Browns. Thanks, Rufus, for nothing.
All right, another game here involving a shitty team and a mediocre team. The 49ers traveling cross country to play Jacksonville. San Francisco still a 6.5-point favorite in this one, and we'll start off with you on this one, Timmy.
Every time I pick the 49ers, they're my new curse. I can't figure them out. I really can't figure them out. But it's the Jaguars. So I'm going to have to go San Francisco. I got to go San Francisco.
You see, you talking yourself through it, and then logic hits. Jaguars, I'm out.
Yeah, it's like, all right, well, it's them. I gotta go San Francisco. That's fun to say. Francisco.
So,
yeah, that's what I'm going with.
I'm with you. Terzio says if you put the Lions and the Browns in the blender and you mix it up, you get the Jets.
At least you know.
Very good. Yeah, at least you can have fun with it. Yeah, I'm going 49ers. I don't. And do you think Kyle's feeling pretty good about his bust comments about that QB down there?
It's too soon.
I know it is.
He doesn't.
I did expect a little bit more though.
But he has no weapons. He has no offensive weapons on his side. Yeah. So I give him another year before you can really start evaluating him.
And plus, his coach doesn't even want to be the coach there. So
yeah,
is he really getting helped out there?
He'll be gone next year, and someone else will be coaching, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Yes. All right. Let's move it right along here to the Texans.
I'll take the other
Tennessee.
Team. I'll take the other team.
The Titans.
I don't even know who they're playing, but I'll take the other team.
Titans are a 10.5-point favorite here.
And they're going to win by 10.5, so I'll take the Titans.
Yeah. I think that's an easy one. It's this year though, so knock on wood. Packers heading to Minnesota. Packers are a 2.5-point favorite here. I feel like that should be more. Definitely feel like that should be more. Anyway, nonetheless, I got the Packers here. I think that's right now it's an unstoppable train heading towards the Super Bowl.
Yep, I agree.
Packers and Packers. All right, what do we do with this next game, Tim? I know what logic says, so maybe let's just stick with it.
Stick with logic.
Yeah, Ravens at the Bears. Baltimore is a 6-point favorite here. This might be a 10-3 game.
This is probably trap game of the week.
Yep.
I'm going to go with logic though, and go with Lamar Jackson's 85% offense.
That's where I'm going.
So
even on the road, the Bears don't really scare anybody. What's the Bears record now? What's our draft pick look at? They're 3-6. All right. Same record as us. And Washington, Seattle.
We're gonna get back-to-back picks,
Do it.
and that better be an offensive lineman and a pass rusher. I'm telling you right now.
After Gettleman's been fired.
I'm calling it months in advance. That better be what it is.
And we will be live here. We every year we've been doing a draft show where we stick around for the first what do we do? 20 picks last year.
Usually depending what the Giants are, but if the Giants are picking top 10 again, yeah, we stick around for like 15, 16 picks, which, as you know, who watches the draft, that's like 3 hours. So
yes, and we did that earlier this year. So
yeah.
All right. Next up, we got the Bengals heading to Vegas, and Cincinnati is just a 1-point favorite here. What do you got here? This is
I am going to go with the Bengals to right their ship. Not really right the ship, but I think they're going to get a win. Like I said, the Raiders are just a mess off the field. So, and that translates onto the field. So I will take the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah, I don't know how the Raiders. I don't know how a team comes back from all the crap that they've been through this year. If it's that sappy story, the Disney Channel team, the team has all this crap going on with them, and they slow motion win the Super Bowl. How do you as an organization, you're especially now you're in Vegas, you're answering all this media. I mean, it's not New York, but every day you're being asked, "Oh, how is the Gruden thing? How is it impacting you? This guy is, he's going to jail for the rest of his life, probably. How's that affecting you? This guy is a jackass, shooting videos with toting guns around, threatening people. Jackass. How you dealing with it?" So it's that constant over and over again.
And don't forget, the players can't say anything remotely close to sympathy for those guys because then they're the bad guys. Henry Ruggs made a huge mistake. We're not going to deny that. Yeah. But he does have friends, and his friends feel bad for him, and his friends are going to say, "Look, the guy fucked up, and now he's going to pay for it." Oh, that's it. Now you're defending him. Like, no, I'm not defending him, you moron. I'm just saying he is my friend, and I feel bad for him. The other idiot with the guns, he's a bigger moron than Henry Ruggs. Henry Ruggs made a real dumb mistake. He's going to go to jail probably for 30, 40 years for it. I get that. But this idiot with the guns, that's like avoidable logic nonsense. Don't do that. Just don't do it. What a moron. Idiot. So yeah, that guy's a much bigger moron than Ruggs.
I don't get it.
And that guy will go free and Ruggs will go to jail for 40 years. But but then again, that guy will probably end up in a drive-by eventually and be dead. He's out of his mind, that guy with the guns with the 50 attachments to it and the bulky ammo cartridge. It's like, really, dude?
Read the room. Read the country, guys. Like, the country, this is not
the NFL. Yeah, you can't do anything in the NFL right now. You can't even look at your opponent when you score a touchdown. Now you're gonna get a taunting call. You think that shit's gonna fly?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, and okay, so the whole taunting thing, right? So you can't look at somebody, right? But on a pick six, the entire defense can run to the end zone, pose, do whatever they want to do. That's not taunting. You got to have it.
That's celebrating. Taunting is if you get into someone else's face for some reason.
But they're like calling it for just like a stare down.
No. Oh, believe me, I'm not. I'm
what are we doing, guys? Yeah, so it's like
they gotta read the Colombian cartel.
Said the NFL is the Colombian cartel. All right, let's move it along to the next game here. This is going to be a struggle, but we'll see who actually plays in this game. And oh, by the way, I say that about the Cardinals, but the team with the most amount of injuries and the most amount of guys who have passed through their roster, the Tennessee Titans. They are the most injured team in the NFL. But to be fair to Arizona, it's their quarterback and their number one wide receiver. Yeah. So, and Chase Edmonds, that's a huge piece. Also, he did the bulk of the work. Connor was the touchdown guy. So now it's just Connor, and Connor is known to be fragile.
So is JJ Watt. JJ Watt's hurt too.
Yeah,
but you should have known that was coming.
Every year.
Every year he's hurt. I feel bad for him.
Daylight savings time around that day. You said you watched by it. All right, so Seattle, they're going to be home. The pressure is on. You gotta basically win out, or win 7 of your last 8 games if you're Seattle, and I don't see it happening. I mean, even if they had the easiest schedule, to lose a couple of games this year to crappy teams is almost bound to happen. So this is one maybe we just say it now that we could potentially be changing our pick here. I'm gonna go under the assumption that Kyler Murray and Hopkins are gonna be out again, and I'm gonna go with the Seattle Seahawks. Timmy?
Yeah, I agree with you. If they're going to be out, I'll take Seattle. If they're going to be in, I'll take Arizona.
So I don't even have to ask you. I'll double switch.
Let's double switch. Sorry, Dave. You don't understand the rules, Dave. AM, PM.
This is not your first year doing it, Dave.
Exactly.
All right. Here is a potential Super Bowl preview.
Well,
Dallas Cowboys
kill me now.
Head to Kansas City and play the Chiefs. And, this game can go either way, right? This game, I could see it being a lower scoring game with the two, with the kind of revamped Chiefs defense that they showed last week. I could also see it being 48-45. I could see all sorts of mixed stuff going on here. But I'm not going with the Cowboys here. I'm going with the Chiefs. I'm going with the Chiefs because I believe, not because of my heart, because I believe the Chiefs are going to win this football game. Timmy?
I'm going to go with the Cowgirls.
Sorry, what was that?
I'm going to go with Cowgirls.
Okay.
I just think the defense is way better than Casey's offense right now. Mahomes is a mess. So unfortunately,
well, let's see if he can build off of this the performance from last 406 and 5 touchdowns.
But I will say, if I'm wrong about this game, I am perfectly okay with that.
Yeah. Timmy will be tappy.
Tappy.
I was gonna say Tim will be happier, and I said tappy. Tim will be happier if this is wrong.
I'm changing my name right now.
Yeah. Let me bring this banner down so we can see it.
Change it.
I do it. Oh, we can't see it if just that? Let me see. Get the banner. There it is. Tappy. We make up names, we make up words on the show. All right. What's the chat saying on this? Cowboys. Pom pom boys. It says Terzio. Raul, what? Raul says after toning rule. Raul's got the Cowboys. Oh my God! All three is against me here.
I just like their defense way more than the Chiefs' offense. That's the only reason.
Yeah.
But I hope I'm wrong on that one.
Yeah, can't do it.
Kyle.
All right. Next up, the Steelers. As of right now,
Rufus,
because they do believe Big Ben. Big Ben should be. Is he? He's vaccinated, right?
Yeah, he's vaccinated. So
okay, so he'll be good to go. And then it's a matter of the other guys, and if I don't know if they're vaccinated or not. So we'll let this play out here, and if anything major changes, then we'll obviously keep you posted. But Steelers at the Chargers is the Sunday night game, so it's actually going to be a day game as we watch it here on the East Coast. Sunday day game. So who you got here, Timmy? This is not an easy one to pick. I know it's a 5.5 point spread, but
this might be a flip flop or two. But at the moment, I am going to go with the Chargers because of the whole COVID thing.
I'm going double Chargers here.
Rufus, who you like? Rufus says Chargers.
I heard Chargers,
See?
without a doubt. What are these guys saying here? Go Chargers, go, says Ed. What's up, man? Terzio, don't say sorry to me. You're supposed to have my back here or something, Cowboys. What are you doing? Tim Raul said Timmy flipped the coin for the Steelers and Chargers. All right, here we go. Monday night game. The New York Football Giants head to Tampa. Tampa's an 11-point favorite. Obviously, this takes into account a lot of things, talent, record. and record on primetime
Yeah.
Monday night games.
This is all down to one thing: the fact that it's on Monday night. I don't care about anything else. It's on Monday night, so I'm going with the Bucks. Giants don't play good on Monday nights, Sunday nights, and Thursday nights. It's just a fact. And the Bucks are coming off a horrendous loss. They are going to be pissed. So I'm going with the Bucks, unfortunately.
All right. I don't know if Ed was watching when you picked the Cowboys over the Chiefs. I don't know if you caught that.
That's why I picked the Tiger. I didn't want to say. That's how I'm saying it for the rest
That's
of the year.
how it happened.
I'm just going to mumble for the rest of the year.
All right, so we got Terzio saying 31-17 Bucks. We got Raul saying 24-13 Bucks. I got the Bucks also. I can't. How am I going to explain to the media in the morning if I pick the Giants over the Bucks here? But see, Ed's being very understanding.
Ed couldn't come on the show tonight because he's watching the Spider-Man trailer for the 7,000th time.
Oh, it's pretty damn good. It's a pretty damn good trailer. Speaking of,
you're getting rid of grannies. That's why.
Yeah.
So.
Speaking of
that trailer.
Speaking of, Granny's Peach Tea comes on at 8:30. Following this show, real quick story. The trailer came out yesterday at 8:30. I probably got to it about 8:34. I watched it real quick first without my son. I couldn't find him and he wasn't coming downstairs. So anyway, then I put it on the TV and we watched it and he was like, "Oh my God, this is a new trailer." He was like, "Oh my God, oh my God." He kept on saying, "Oh my God." Watched it again, and then after I think we'd watched it 4 straight times or whatever. Then he looks at the clock and he's like, "Oh my God." I was like, "What happened?" He was like, I only have 15 more minutes before I gotta go to sleep." I was like, "You wanted to watch the..." He was like, "I know."
Yeah, at least you watched it 6 or 7 times. It's good.
Yeah. I said, "Now you can tell all the friends. Tomorrow you can tell them all about the trailer. You just spoil it for them. Just do it." Anyway, that's it. That's the final game. That's the Monday night game, Timmy.
Who'd you take?
I picked the Bucks.
Okay.
I said I can't possibly go. I can't face my fans in the morning without them, thinking that I'm being a homer if I pick the Giants there. Tell the kid I tell all the kids to watch Granny's Pizza. You got to go to an earlier time slot. You got to go. You do a Saturday morning show, 10 a.m. Saturday morning cartoons.
That means you got to go G-rated, Ed. I don't know if you can go G-rated. Yeah. You're talking about Unamazing Spider-Man 2 tonight. That's X-rated.
Oh, and amazing.
That's going to be R-rated cursing from Ed Camus tonight about Amazing Spider-Man 2. Guaranteed.
Hey, Electro gets a fresh haircut for this new trailer.
Listen, the fucking lightning mask from the 80s is fantastic.
Yes,
I dug that part.
I'm ready for this. Yeah. So whoever is down here that goes to different screenings, don't count on it, buddy. Don't count on it, anybody. This is my time. All right. Any closing remarks here before we get out of here and make way for Granny's Peach Tea?
No, I mean, this is just a wacky ass year, man. It's so hard to pick this year. Hopefully, though, I made some leeway on catching Dave because I just want to catch him. And
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it immediately following.
And then to the East once and for all. bury the East.
You rest.
Yes, rest in the East.
Rest in the East. And I was thinking about crossing some teams off this week, but everybody's so bunched up that it's tough to like if the NFC East, I almost said the NFC East. If the Cowboys were a bit closer to earth, then we would have to uneliminate the other 3 teams.
Yep.
But
well, if they get upset this week, maybe we'll reevaluate.
Yeah. And next week, I think we'll be able to cross some teams off. There'll be some separation. There's a lot of some division games going on, so hopefully we'll be able to separate some of these teams out and eliminate and have some fun eliminating some teams. Timmy, that does it for us. I don't really have any closing remarks this evening, except for do your thing out there, be safe, enjoy football. Don't make videos of you, touting around any guns. Don't go 156 miles an hour on the streets. Just play it safe. There's enough shit going on out there that you don't have to make up your own shit for bad shit to happen. So, on that note, we will bid you adieu. Terzio, I did not. I watched the opening, the Steve Summers opening, the schmooze. But I do want to watch that final hour that he did. I hadn't heard his voice in forever. But on that note, we will get the hell out of here. Get out of the way for Granny's Peach Tea coming up in 3 minutes.